You know the 80-20 rule? Yeah. My lesson was the 80-20 rule is actually true. It's nuts. Just in between my sessions, I've got a practice in the morning, practice in the evening. I've just jumped out of the sauna, having a quick break for my next session. See you on the other side. Hey everyone, I'm here in Cheadle in Manchester. I'm just about to jump into a inner circle, a meeting, or like a deep dive with one of my teams that I've been working with for quite a while. They're a great team. I'm really excited to work with them, and they've introduced a lot of my structures that I teach already. So today's gonna be really, really fun, and finding out their challenges and fine-tuning. So it's gonna be a great session. I'm not late, am I? I saw space in half two, and I was like, what? I hate being late. I freaked out. Hello. Nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. Hello, how are you? I'm good, thanks, everyone. Again, so now how do we move the needle around here? I don't think it's for the remit of this conversation, but I would say, the reason I'm doing that block is, if all I did was my big focus for this quarter again, is, have you heard of the 80-20 rule? Yeah. My lesson was the 80-20 rule is actually true. It's nuts. I don't think anyone actually believes it. What I mean is, like, I don't really believe, when I teach it, including myself, I don't think anybody actually really believes that 80% of the turnover comes from just 20% of the clients. And then when you see it in black and white, and it gets even freakier, it's like 80% of the turnover comes from 20%, but then if you go, of that 20%, of the 80%, the top 5% is like 60% of the 80%. It's insane. It's like, you're like, oh my oath. So we talk about this is important to talk about. It is important to talk about, but specifically, like, because we just want to move the needle a percentage, right? But what if we talk about dropout, well, the people that don't get adjusted to dropout and have already spent what you guys, let's say you guys classify as a high spender, which is, I'd say less than. Yeah, I'd say you could do visits, or you go, look, once they hit £500 mark with us, like if they haven't been in for three, so I've got to be careful of the resources here, because if only, would it move the needle? Freaking damn right will move the needle there. But like, what if we just double down on everyone that's got no future point? Like, if you're a £500 person and you've got no future point booked, like, I'm freaking phoning you. And if you're a £500 or £1,000 person and you haven't been for 3 months, we'd love to call every person, but the reality is it's going to be challenging. But what if I just double down on if someone spent £1,000 and they haven't been in 3 months, tick, like, they're getting a freaking call. They're getting a letter, which I'll sort out for you guys. But I'm willing to bet this. If you can add an email, a text, or a mail piece, specifically a direct mail piece, to the top spenders, because it's hard to justify sending mail pieces to these guys who haven't spent etc. If they've spent £1,000 with us, should they be getting, so this is classic Dan Kennedy. And Dan Kennedy would be, that ticks the box, and they get 6 pieces of mail, 10 emails, 3 texts, 5 phone calls, or potential phone calls. And then you go like, well, that's going to be, but most people wouldn't do that. But if you only focus on if they've already spent £1,000, are you willing to spend £5 to reactivate them? Because that's really all it is. Because it's the mail piece. It's a pound every time about. So we just spending. I'll tell you now. I love having this conversation with guys. It's identical to what I'm having in my business. Is how do we move the needle without, like, focusing too much on chiropractors. And one of our big focuses are this lot, and also more direct mail. and direct mail being, I'm spending 20,000, I told you, hey, I'm spending £20,000 in the next quarter on copywriting. I'm going, £1,000, haven't been in for 3 months, what letter are they going to get? What does that trigger? That triggers off 5 letters, and that's all like proper copyright. Because I've studied a bit of copywriting, but you know they say in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. I'm the one-eyed man with copywriting. Now I need a two-eyed man, you know? So now I've hired, and we're going to give all that stuff to you guys.
Brilliant. Okay, so today has been absolutely amazing. The energy that we get from Ryan is superb. The team have all come together in the senior meeting. It's been really, really good.
First time I've met him, a really informative chat. Helped bring us all together a bit more as a team. We've gone through a few things. Some of the ideas I'm taking away will be implemented immediately. Some will take a little bit longer. Really excited to get cracking with the IDD promotion stuff that we spoke about today. It should be really good.
A big aha moment for me has been looking at our guest retention, and Ryan's told us all today about the 80-20 rule. So 80% of profits come from 20% of our guests. So it's looking at people like our members. Could we maybe do some things to look for inactive high spenders and things? So yeah, Ryan's brilliant, so thank you.
We got so much out of it. It was great as being here. Our senior team was here as well. Ironed out some challenges we're having, found some solutions, and we're looking forward to getting back into the practice and really implementing them, aren't we?
Oh, we're super excited. So many things we kind of like really delved into and really kind of got to the nitty-gritty of it. I think Ryan always says the devil's in the detail, and what is the problem isn't the problem. So it was nice to get to the real root cause of things, flesh it out, get the whole senior team together to kind of like hash these things through, and can't wait, excited to implement them now.
Just finished a deep dive with one of my inner circle members. I've worked with this team before. They're an absolutely killer team, amazing. It's just so amazing how, you know, it doesn't matter what the business is, we have the same levers we're trying to pull. So if I did a debrief on the biggest thing we learned from that session was, again, just finding ways to move the lever in the business that is consistent, that at times doesn't rely on, you know, whims of, you know, the checklists being done, etc. Moving to a point where the business moves in the right direction automatically via automation, via direct response marketing, via focusing on our top 20% of the business and moving the needle that way. But again, just brainstorming the entire time, and again, just identifying, you know, it's hard to know what the problem is sometimes when you don't know the stats. So this particular team knows stats really, really well actually, but again, just moving the needle in the right direction, moving the needle in the right direction all the time. You never quite get there, but that was the biggest point from us. And then also working on a good solid sales process, a repeatable sales process for a new avenue in the business. So cool session, a really cool session. I'm excited to, the coolest thing about the session is that all our businesses have sticking points or blocking points, or we become root bound, and I truly believe that growing a business is really just about creating space, metaphorical space, sometimes just space up here, but other times it's actually physical space in the practices. So this particular practice has opened up a lot of space, particular space to see more people by creating more availability in the practice and opening up on Saturdays and being more efficient with their diaries. So that's really exciting just in that alone. Plus they are building their team by quite a substantial bit because of the space that they've created. So almost by magic, they're just going to almost organically grow. So I can't wait to see their turnover in the next 18 months. So that was the biggest breakthrough. Hope you enjoyed the session. Hey everyone, I'm just about to start my first module 1 after a full day. So we've done 2 practice deep dives today, and I'm teaching here in the evening. Incredible, I'm so blessed. Have a look, full house already. We're just about to get going. Full house already. We go start in 1 minute. And module 1 is specifically about the fundamentals of marketing. Incredible session. I'll be going for about 2 hours now. Practices from all over the world. We have Miami, we have Singapore, we have Netherlands, we have United Kingdom. I've got to go. Love and appreciate you. Here we go. Give me a thumbs up if you can see me and you can hear me. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel to watch the entire tour and all the lessons that we taught in my 4 practices in 3 days tour. See you on the other side.